What are your plans to make the center sustainable?
I think I'm actually really grateful to you for saying that, because I happen to have some kind of warped humility where I find it very difficult to ask.
Oh, I know that.
I've all these years, and it is true that we're at the level now with the center, with my work, where really it's like a coming out, and I need to acknowledge that in order to succeed, and I need support for that, because there's so many different areas, so many different moving parts in the whole vision that I can't take care of myself. One of the things I don't try to do is try to be an expert on everything.
Sure.
And the support that we need is really, we need in-kind support for one, because the center is big, as you've said, Gina. It needs to be populated with furnishings, with the equipment, the library with books, the IT center with computers, the sports program with all the equipment that goes with that. We also need the training, because I'm looking for partners who will help me train the young people, especially in the vocational center area. We're looking for companies that will take our young people as interns and give them the possibility to actually have the practical experience on what they're learning, because what we're trying to be is the go-to place. If you want quality work done, because I think the center itself already has that standard, if you want quality work done, you come to us. If you're looking for young people who are employable, who really can do the job, are creative thinkers, and can move your company forward, move your thoughts forward, move your vision forward, we want you to come to us. So really, I'm looking for people to come on board, and also to make what I have done their legacy. I've done the dirty work, I've done the legwork. I did it, I did it with all the pleasure that was possible, because that's who I am. I'm driven to do that. But now we need people to come on board, and I'm telling people, what have you done in the last few years? What are you going to leave behind when you go?
And yet it's a center that actually everyone can get involved.
Yes,
and
everybody can.
And even if it's a tiny bit, if everybody got together and did a little bit, then we could actually make it our center as opposed to yours, right?
And it's definitely not mine, because like I said, it's a pilot project. So when it's ready and running, whoever needs to have a center done like that, I'm here, I'm available, because for me, it's the vision that counts. It's what we're trying to achieve. What we're trying to achieve is make our young people employable. We want to make our young people confident. We want to make them also to be responsible young leaders, so that we don't have the mess that we keep getting in our countries, because young people are too afraid. We're governed by fear, too afraid to actually live the lives they want to live, because they're afraid of repercussion, or because they just haven't got the equipment to do so.
Or the lives they're entitled to.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the thing. It's their right to have that kind of, but they never articulate
and that's what you try to do at Sauti Kuu. We make the young people demand their rights, take their rights, with respect, of course, but they need to take their destinies into their own hands.
And I think young people need to know that they can. I think that's the thing. I think sometimes our curriculum doesn't allow them to think that, because the teachers sometimes teach by fear. And I think that's a big part of the missing piece in our education system. But how many kids at peak will you be able to accommodate at Sauti Kuu?
At the moment, in our small little space where we are now, on the 1 acre site, we accommodate up to 300 young people in the work that we do, and on the site at any given time about 50. The center is obviously 4 times as big as that, and with at least 10 times more activities on offer. And I think I would guess that in a week we'll be seeing 1,000 kids come through our gates. 1,000. And if you think of the community as well during the weekend and all, we're going to have a lot of traffic. But
I just think that the center is going to be a game changer for Kenya. I really don't see it just being for Alego. I don't see it just being for that area.
You've just risen my stress levels. Oh God, I really need the structures in place and the support.
I do think it's going to be a game changer to with everything that you're doing, and with the support that you're giving the kids, with the support that the corporates are definitely going to give you. I think this is definitely going to be a game changer. But let's go back a little bit to your brother, and he must be delighted and so proud of what you've done, and he has supported you through this.
My brother supports me all the time. It's been, of course, for obvious reasons, minimal and less obvious. He is actually, although he was the president of the United States, he's also very low key. So we've kind of, over the years linked up, and he's been very supportive in many ways. And it will be more now because he's able to.
Sure.
Where he wasn't before. And he does tell me, you know, every now and then that he's proud of me, you know.
Proud little brother.
Yeah. But he actually thinks he's the older one, so I have to keep reminding him, no, actually, with my 29 years, I am still your older sister. So, yeah, he's very supportive, and he's going to continue to be. And I think he's also very excited about the center and about the opening, you know, so we've been talking about that a lot. So, yeah, it's going to be a big family celebration.
Wow,
the whole of the Obama family are part of what has made it possible for me. I mean, my family have actually driven me and made me who I am. So yes.
And definitely. I know you really want to honor your father.
Definitely.
Definitely. And tell us a little bit about your dad.
Yeah, my dad, you know, I'm still waiting to write that book to, you know, explain my father to the world, because he's definitely been misunderstood by the media, of course, because people look for a story. And one of the biggest things that my father gave me was not just the education in terms of a formal education, but he taught me to believe that I am as good as the next person, and if not better. So he gave me that confidence, and he actually gave me that confidence because he constantly challenged me. And he challenged me, and by challenging me, I was driven to prove myself and to show him. So basically, I lived the best part of my young adult life and my teenage life trying to prove to my dad that I can do this. You know, I was the only girl in the family as well, so that must have something to do with it as well. And he always wanted young people to make something of themselves. You know, we have two slogans at Sauti Kuu. One is "You are your future," and the other one is "Use what you have to get what you need." So, meaning that you always have something that you can use to improve your life. And that's what he gave me. And he challenged me every day with it. I mean, there were times I would like to hide away because I was like, what am I going to answer now? He made me always question and look at myself, to his own detriment, because he never wanted me to ask why when he wanted me to do something.
Yeah.
But that's what we do at Sauti Kuu. We teach the kids to learn to ask why, so that they actually are responsible for what happens, because they've been part of the process and the conversation. And we teach the kids to learn to say no, with respect, but also to say no. And by no, we mean to have a plan B and not always go with plan B, A, which is everybody else's plan. And that's what my father did with me, that he challenged me so much that I made sure I had a plan B. And the plan B has turned out to be that it was Sauti Kuu. And that's why all of what I've done and how I am in terms of the work I do and the person I am and what drives me is down to Barack Obama Sr.
Wow, it's sad. Sadly, he won't be at the opening.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm sure he's watching over you, and I'm sure every step that you take, you know, is with blessings and lots of, you know, guidance from him in just what he taught you in the short life that he had. Because I saw from the grave that we saw the other day, he died very young.
He died very young, very young. Yeah, it was.
How old were you when your dad died?
I was 23 maybe.
Okay.
22 or 23 when he died. Yeah, it was a big shock because I was very close to my father. So, you know, and very unexpected. So. Very
unexpected.
Especially if that's what drives you. Suddenly you're like, oh, you know,
I'm exactly.
Where's my energy gone?
Exactly.
It took away a good part of my energy
Your
for
guiding
a while,
light.
and I had to reorientate myself
Navigate
and figure out, okay, where do you go from here? Who are you going to prove yourself to? Which is, you know, which is not really necessarily the best way to do it, because you should be able to, from yourself, already have that strength. But I guess our upbringing is not such that we really feel that we have the luxury to have the right to just be as an individual. You know, so.
And I think if we did have that, you know, then we would be able to accomplish so much, right? Which is what you've
And
proved.
this is what we try to do at Sauti Kuu.